Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing awesome today. My friend Amy came out with this book. It's an embroidery book, but it's so much more than that. I wanted to go through the book a little bit and just share with you the things about this book that I think make it super special and super inspirational and practical and a really great book. It's called Empowered Embroidery, but it's really so much more than just embroidery. I'm going to go through the things that I think make it really above and beyond an embroidery book. Okay, embroidery book, that's great. But this book is really an inspiration book, a roadmap to how to do this type of art, but also it's got some really cool ideas on getting inspired, on mining your ideas and brainstorming. Aside from the embroidery teachings, which are phenomenal, Amy shares her approach to brainstorming, which I personally think is super helpful for people because sometimes you get the steps of what you need to do, but people aren't really sharing how to sort of get into that mindset of mining for inspiration. And she lays it out, but makes it really easy for you to do the same thing and to gather your own ideas. Quick rundown of this book gives you all of the essentials. She goes through the materials that you'll need. There are 6 step-by-step embroidery projects. She goes through stitching techniques. The way that she does it, she's thread painting. What I really love is how she goes through her entire creative process with you. So you can follow along. You have a roadmap. You don't have to do everything how she does it. You can take it and apply it to your own creative process. Just for a second, look at these gorgeous sketches she does. I love looking at her sketches. Visual map here of icons and the line drawing, it's beautiful. She talks about her sketching process. She goes through all of the different steps, selecting colors. I love that she includes her painting. So the first section of the book goes through drawing ideas and goes through some of her process. And then when you get to see how she applies her way of thinking to her work, it's very inspiring. It talks about the tools and now the techniques. You can always come back to this section for reference. But when you get deeper into the projects, you will see how she can apply these and really use them in a very painterly and creative way. She goes through every different part of creating your own embroidery pattern and then how to apply that to the fabric, specific colors, how to choose them, your palette. When she lays it out so specifically and directly, it really creates a feeling of, I can do this. It's very inspiring to see the decisions that she makes in terms of where to really go into the detail and then where she's pulling back. Inspiration is sprinkled throughout this book. Here's a great example. With every different project, there's something new and different that she's sharing. If you're stuck on quotes that you want to do, she adds some quotes here. Here, she's showing you different ways that you can create the features. This is really cool because in my mind, when I think of embroidery, I'm thinking about covering up a lot of the fabric. And I love how Amy is so selectively using the thread and drawing with it and painting with it, using it for texture. Looks very simple. Lots of thought has gone into the stitches that she chose, how she decided to stitch everything. You know, how she decided to show the movement of the hair, the texture of the hair, the space of the hair in this. And it's so minimalistic, but it's so gorgeous. She also shows you different options you can pick within the project. There's 3 options here for necklace, different stitches, and then you can also use beads. Highlight, shadow in different ways. So beautiful. On the Maya Angelou project, she does this sort of knockout lettering, which is super neat. The Ruth Bader Ginsburg project is unique in that she threads Ruth's entire skin directionally. This is so interesting to me, how she maps out the stitches with the skin of Ruth's face. It goes from more dense to less on the blue part. She adds in a little details like 9 right here. Look at the earrings, are great. Scales of justice. She really breaks down all the stitches and how to make them workable. As she's teaching you how to do these projects, she's also showing you the steps by example that you can go ahead and create your very own embroidery design. So you can do her projects, but down the road, you can just follow along and create your very own. That makes this book so multifunctional. This book is obviously a how-to, step by step, but it's also bigger picture, just a great addition to a creative reference library. Every decision that she makes with the fabrics and the colors speaks to the subject of the artwork. It's just done so thoughtfully. It just adds this really cool depth and texture and mood to the final piece. I mean, can you just imagine doing one of these of your grandmother, of your mom? She gives you all the tools here to be able to come up with your very own designs. I don't know if that was the intention when she made this book, but that is something that I'm taking from it, and I love it because it makes it so much more multifunctional and so much more valuable. It's really like the old saying about teaching a man to fish instead of catching the fish for him. It's like you can just use all the tips in this book and come up with your very own design. It's like she's right there walking you through it. And really, that's the best kind of teacher. A teacher that teaches you how to access your own creative muse, inspires you to do so, but helps you to be in a space where you're free enough to go off leash and just like take those tips and do something of your own with it. And I really feel like this book inspires that. On top of the practical part, the embroidery methods, and the creative part that we just talked about, you just learn about these amazing women like Maya, and sharing a good-sized blurb of information and all these different cool ideas. For instance, Maya Angelou, she tells us, was born in the month of April. April's birth month flowers are the daisy and the sweet pea, and that's what she's using for the knockout lettering. And she gives you some really fun little facts. Maya's writing rituals included a bottle of sherry, a yellow legal pad, a thesaurus, a Bible, and the game of solitaire when she needed a break. She's sharing information that is unique and interesting and maybe not often sound bites that you would normally hear about when you hear about these women. And in terms of the typography, Amy shares some examples that are really well thought out, detailed 4-thread painting, but also simple enough that you could sort of pump up the volume, or you could hang back and make them more simplified if you would like. I mean, there are so many ways you could use this book. I just adore this book. I'm so happy that I personally purchased my own copy of this book, and I have absolutely no reservation in suggesting this book as a gift for someone else or as a gift for yourself. I don't normally do book reviews on this channel, nor do I have a reviewing system, but if I did, I'd rate it 5 stars above and beyond because it's that awesome. Empowered Embroidery is published under the Walter Foster imprint of Quarto Publishing, and it's very likely on a shelf at your local art store. And I'm giving away a copy of this book, so please check the description below to learn how to enter the giveaway drawing. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!